Hey everybody, it's B Diz the Rockstar, part of SuperObvious. In this video, we're talking about how Lucia and Jason as a couple would be awesome in GTA 6. Let's go. While making my last GTA 6 video, since Lucia and Jason are being called a Bonnie and Clyde type duo, I was thinking, as far as story, what if they like each other or end up being a legit couple? As far as possibilities and what could happen as far as the story, I'm going to explain the plot, which could be considered a stretch, but not really. So obviously, Jason and Lucia have to meet somehow. As far as their backstory, maybe Lucia was at a bar or club and some guy or group of guys was harassing her. Jason stepped up and kicked everyone's ass because he doesn't like when females are disrespected by jerks. Of course, Jason probably got his ass kicked some, especially if outnumbered, but Lucia appreciated Jason stepping up for her, especially since she is a complete stranger to him and he doesn't owe her anything. He could have just let her deal with that shit on her own and mind his own business. Afterwards, he asked to buy her a drink. Lucia usually doesn't like white boys, but she respects him for what he did for her. After talking for a bit, they realize that they actually have a few things in common. They both haven't been in Vice City for very long. Lucia is here because she got the news that her mom had been killed by someone during some criminal activity. Jason just finished a job and is here to get a quote-unquote fresh start and new direction in his life. They both already have heat on them from their criminal background history. They both don't have a lot of money and both have a friend to do some work for to get paid. They ask each other what they do for a living. They both lie, and both of them know they are lying to each other, but it's something they kind of admire. After talking for a while and having a few drinks, they call it a night because each of them have stuff to do tomorrow. They enjoyed each other's company and hope to run into each other again sometime. The next day, Jason is hung over as shit. He meets with his connect to talk about a job. While discussing the details, he is told that his partner is on the way and will be here any minute. Jason gets mad because he likes to work alone, doesn't trust anyone for personal reasons, and is very irritable because he feels like shit. The door opens, and when Jason sees Lucia walk in, also hungover, Jason has the oh my god holy shit look on his face. The Connect reads the room and laughs, asking if they know each other, and they both respond, "We just met." The Connect laughs again, assuming they hooked up, and they both say how it's not like that. During their first job, there are some unexpected circumstances where the mission is completed, but they have the cops and gang members chasing them trying to kill them. They barely make it back to the rendezvous point where the Connect is to deliver and finish the job. The Connect laughs at how they both look like shit, but were actually able to pull this off. The Connect says he will let them know when there is some more work for them. They both kinda have that awkward moment since they are alone. They both don't really have any plans or any place to be, so they decide to kinda just chill. They order food, have drinks, and goof around about how they never did a job hungover before and how they really almost fucked up the mission, but they pulled it off. Eventually, they get closer, start making out, and hook up. The next morning, they both say this was a one-time thing and they don't mix business with pleasure. And they don't want to catch feelings because they need to be focused on doing jobs, getting paid, working towards whatever their goal is, and not having to deal with all the emotional relationship baggage that comes with being with someone. They exchange numbers just to have each other's contact info on GP. So this gets us to the present. During the game, you control whatever character out of the two and can call the other to help you out during situations like robberies if you need backup. If there are two playable characters that you use throughout the game, there has to be some kind of depth story drama between them somehow. If it's a guy and a girl doing missions until the end of the game and that's it, story-wise, it would feel hollow and hard for us to be emotionally invested. In 5, we get the reveal that Michael had sold out Trevor and their business criminal associate Brad, which led to Brad dying, and Michael turning on Trevor so Michael could get out of the criminal business and enjoy his life with his family. So throughout the game, when we get this info, we feel this tension with Trevor, especially since he's so freaking crazy that he has bad intentions to get revenge on Michael at some point. So in 6, there would have to be some kind of drama story driven elements, and I think a good idea would be if the relationship between them grew to be a couple as the game goes. And if they are having this Bonnie and Clyde role, things between them could get complicated and messy, which affects the relationship personally and business-wise. How this goes, bad or good, will be shown with a relationship progress meter, showing the status of how things are between them. Things will add up, resulting in the status of their relationship with each other to be healthy, neutral, or unhealthy. Points to make your relationship healthy will include successfully completing missions with minimal danger, being kind, and giving your partner compliments, gifts, and emotional comfort to make them happy and feel appreciated. Neutral is of course in the middle. And things to make your relationship status unhealthy would be constantly failing missions, being aggressive or mean to your partner, cheating, excessive alcohol or drug use, or anything that can make your partner feel like you don't care about them anymore, which has a negative impact on their mental health, especially with the kind of lifestyle you're in and already constantly under stress with pressure and paranoia of being captured or killed by enemies or the cops. If things aren't going good, you can feel this tension in the air between characters growing as the game goes. Also, depending on how your relationship status is, this changing how certain parts of the game could play out would be cool, giving us the ability to having a different gaming experience when we play the game more than once story-wise. If your relationship status is healthy, you can call for help during a mission or emergency and your partner has your back to help. If your relationship is unhealthy, they might just ignore you and not care if you lose your life or get busted and locked up for who knows how long. If your relationship is bad enough for long enough, it could affect the climax ending of the game where your partner turns on you, which would lead to Jason and Lucia both not surviving because the hatred they've grown to have against one another, there's no going back. So again, this is something that could happen, it could not, but I think it would be awesome storytelling to emotionally have you invested while playing the game. Of course, we all know GTA is super freaking crazy, violent, and chaotic, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. But having a good emotional story really pushes the gaming experience, and if we get to see Lucia and Jason grow as a couple with their ups and downs, it would be a really good factor in the game overall, especially if the story can change as the game goes. Or, to make it even more emotional for a climax, we can have Lucia and Jason hating each other so much where they have a final standoff where they're about to kill each other, but realize even though things have been really messed up between them, they remember when they were each other's best friend, and they were happy and feel like they had each other's back to the end. Right when they squash their beef and remember how much they mean to each other, their connect or some other character shows up and drops the bombshell that Jason has been working for this person for a while. Actually, Jason is the one that killed Lucia's mom, which brought him to Vice City. This twist and reveal obviously completely emotionally devastates Lucia. Jason honestly didn't know who the person was before he met Lucia. He was just doing a job to get paid because he was desperate. At the mental state Lucia is in, Jason knows that he is a dead man on GP because he killed her mom. Jason drops to his knees, understanding what he did, and presses his face into Lucia's gun, with tears dropping down his face. This is the first time we've seen him cry ever, so it's a big deal. And he says, "Do what you gotta do. I still love you and always will." And for the finale, you decide, shoot Jason, killing him, kill the Connect and Jason for orchestrating this whole thing with Lucia's mom's death. Or you can kill the Connect and forgive Jason because you love him so much and still want to be with him. Or you can just walk away entirely. These are all different choices that ultimately have different endings in the game. But yeah, that's the video. Let me know in the comments how you feel the story gaming experience would be if Lucia and Jason were a couple and we get to see how things with them go as the game goes. Like and share the video, subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totally for sure.